I was skeptical about this one. I mean, I've seen a lot of gaming laptops come through my hands over the years, and most of them either scream gamer with flashy RGB or quietly overheat on my lap after 10 minutes. So when MSI sent me the Thin 15 with that RTX 4050 inside, I'll admit I rolled my eyes a little. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. But then I actually turned it on. The first thing that surprised me was how light it felt, just 4.5 pounds for a 15.6-inch machine with a 144Hz screen. I expected the chassis to flex or the hinge to feel cheap, but it's solid. MSI kept the design simple, matte black aluminum, minimal bezels, and a keyboard that doesn't scream gamer at first glance. It looks more like a productivity laptop until you see the glowing WASD keycaps at night. Performance-wise, the i7-12650H and RTX 4050 combo surprised me in real-world tasks. I ran Civilization 6 on high at 1080p with 60+ FPS, something my old 16-inch MacBook would choke on. Then I tried Blender rendering a short animation, on battery power, no less, and it finished in under 20 minutes. That's not something I'd expect from a thin laptop. Even Chrome with 30 tabs open didn't slow down, thanks to the 16GB DDR5 and 512GB NVMe SSD. The SSD is fast enough that waking from sleep feels instant, and I've never seen load times that quick on a gaming rig before. The display is another highlight. It's a 144Hz FHD panel with 100% sRGB coverage, so colors pop whether I'm editing photos or watching a movie. Brightness maxes out around 300 nits, which is bright enough for most indoor lighting but not blinding in a dark room. The thin bezels give it a modern look, and the matte finish kills glare better than glossy screens I've used. Thermals were my biggest worry going in. MSI's Cooler Boost 5 uses dual fans and 6 heat pipes, and even after an hour of Cyberpunk 2077 at max settings, the keyboard stayed cool enough to type on. The fans ramp up, sure, but they're not ear-splitting like some gaming laptops that sound like jet engines. In everyday use they're almost silent. Battery life is decent for a gaming laptop, around 5 hours of web browsing or document work, which is better than most RTX 40 series machines I've tested. It's not all day, but it's enough for a cross-country flight without hunting for an outlet. I also appreciate the little touches. The backlit keyboard has 4 brightness levels and a nice soft glow that doesn't bleed into the edges. The Thunderbolt 4 port is handy for future-proofing, and the Wi-Fi 6 keeps downloads snappy. Windows 11 runs smoothly, and the MSI Center software lets me tweak performance profiles without digging through BIOS. There are a couple of trade-offs. The webcam is 720p, so don't expect crisp video calls. And while the speakers are tuned by Dynaudio, they're still a bit tinny at max volume, fine for background music, but not concert hall quality. The 512GB SSD fills up fast if you install a lot of games, so plan on adding an external drive or upgrading later. All in all, the MSI Thin 15 surprised me. It's fast enough for serious gaming and creative work, cool enough to use on my lap, and light enough to carry all day. If you've been holding out for a gaming laptop that doesn't scream gamer, this might be the one. Check the link below if you want to see the current price and availability. For most buyers, the real question is not whether MSI Thin 15 15.6-inch 144Hz FHD gaming laptop, Intel Core i7-12650H, NVIDIA Geforce RTX 4050, 16GB DDR5, 512GB NVMe SSD, Cooler Boost 5, Win 11, Black B12 VE 2023 US sounds impressive on paper, but whether strengths like brilliant performance and simplistic design actually make daily use feel easier, more dependable, and more worthwhile after the first few days of excitement wear off. It is also smart to think about long-term satisfaction. A product like MSI Thin 15 15.6-inch 144Hz FHD gaming laptop, Intel Core i7-12650H, NVIDIA Geforce RTX 4050, 16GB DDR5, 512GB NVMe SSD, Cooler Boost 5, Win 11, Black B12 VE 2023 US usually feels like the better buy when it stays convenient, comfortable, and reliable in normal everyday use instead of only looking good in the listing.